Just as I went to get some coffee and I came back and there's a thing that says chat overlay log in. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to see the chat, but I do know that I'm live. And so we will just carry on because this is our moment. Um, so hang on a second here. Something has just happened that's not quite working. How odd. How odd. Hang on a second. I want to just fix this. It's so funny. Hang on a second. What if this is a moment? Question mark. And then I'm just going to get rid of all of that and delete that. And I'm going to go here. Next. Next. And here we are. I hope it's okay. It doesn't look like it's taking my instructions. So if there's something technical and I have to, fix it, I will fix it later. But the most important thing is that we are talking now. Thee and me, we are here together, and this is our moment. This is always our moment. And I wanted to tell you a couple of things that happened the last couple of days that are so perfect about this conversation. I can't begin to tell you. So ignore the fact that it says episode 185, if in fact it says 185. This is episode 186, and it's what if this is our moment? That's what we're talking about. So I remember when I was a kid and we were stationed overseas, and we had different rules and regulations about what we were allowed to wear because we were representatives of Canada in Europe as military, and so we couldn't wear this and we couldn't wear that. We couldn't do this and we couldn't do that. But it wasn't the same at the American bases. And I remember we went shopping at one of the American bases once, and I saw a woman all dressed up, except that she had curlers in her hair, great big foofy curlers. And I was, 15, and I was not unafraid to walk up to total strangers. And I said, "Why do you have curlers in your hair?" And she said, "I'm going to a very important event this afternoon. That's why I'm all dressed up." And I said, "Yes, but you have curlers in your hair." And she said, "Well, it's for this afternoon." And I remembered, I've obviously never forgotten it, because I thought, well, what if something magical and important is happening in like 5 minutes from now? And you're wearing curlers in your hair. Not that it's not okay. You don't have to fake it till you make it. But what if somebody comes along? What if a moment comes along right now that has been up overnight waiting and preparing itself for you, and you're still got your curlers in your hair? What are you doing? Why aren't you ready now? And I remember my dad had always said, like on the tennis court, always have the weight on the balls of your feet. Don't be standing with the weight on the back on your heels. It's going to take you too long to get ready. And who knows when the moment suddenly says, "Hi, I'm here. Ready?" And you're not. And you're not. How foolish is that? How silly is that? How pointless is that? If you could have been ready, And so I was talking with a lovely person yesterday who has been going through a lot. And I was saying, and she said, "You're always so cheerful and it must be wonderful." And I said, "Well, I've been through a lot too. And there are days when I'm going through a lot more. However, I have a choice. I always have a choice, as do we all. And the choice is this. Do you want to make this your moment? It's up to you. Do you want to make it your moment? Well, then let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make this our moment and own it. How about that? Why not? Why else are we getting all, out of bed, putting pants on, facing the front, finding parking? Why else are we doing it? To say, "Oh, well, I wasn't really that." Why? Because, so in the last year, ups, downs, backs, forths, but there's lots of other things. That day that we all thought was coming tomorrow, only it's here now. And we're not ready. Why not? Why weren't we ready? No, this lovely person I was talking to, she's somebody in her life is going through a really serious thing. And she was saying, I just don't know what I'm going to do. Well, what do you mean going to do? What are you doing? It's now. Whatever is happening is now. There'll be another one. There'll be another one in a minute, but this one is right now. What are you doing now? And she said, I don't know what you mean. I can't really plan anything. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. One thing I know for certain, I'm very fond of flamingos in case it has escaped you. I'm very fond of flamingos for a couple of reasons. One is I like the fact that they can't camouflage at all unless they stand next to pink styrofoam insulation. There's no natural camouflage unless they're in a feather boa store. Right? That just cracks me up. And the other is that they're so elegant about it. They're not apologetic. They're not coming in saying, I'm sorry, I'm pink. No, they're saying, darling, pink is the thing. And it just cracks me up. The thing is, flamingos stand around on one leg. And when I see them do that, I think, I wonder what that's about. And maybe one foot is tired and then they switch over when you're not looking, but one leg. And the metaphor for me is that a lot of people are standing around on one leg waiting for something. And so I was talking with this lovely woman and I said, the thing that I've discovered that I know with certainty, it's not a belief, it's a certain knowledge. And she said, what's that? And I said, life is not a spectator sport. You can go stand on the sidelines if you like, but it's not a spectator sport. It is our life. We're not watching our life go by. We're in it. So we can choose to be in it. And we don't have to be in it both feet. That great Viking philosophy I posted the other day, Viking philosophy, never test the depth of the water with both feet. Fair enough. But be prepared to put the other foot in when it's perfect. Like, be ready. Because who knows how long we have. And that's my point. We don't know how long we have to do anything. I also learned very, very recently that there's a shift, a massive shift in the ownership of the beautiful, beautiful place I'm living. And it was kept under wraps. And so what it means, so this morning early, I was downstairs giving my hugs and my thanks and my gratitude and reminding them how much it has meant to me this year particularly. That they have all been so kind and so gracious and so welcoming and so generous and so funny and supportive. And it has meant the world to me. And I gave them my business cards and I said, please, people say this, but they don't mean it. I mean it. Stay in touch, please. Reach out. I know you don't have a card with you. I know you weren't prepared, but I brought mine downstairs because I wanted to say, please stay in touch. This was my moment this morning. When I discovered the news very recently, I thought, okay, well, on the day, I better be ready. This is my moment. It's my opening music. I can hear it. So I went down and I greeted everybody and thanked them. And I mean, really, the smallest thing can mean the most. And so I thanked them for those small, small moments. And they were all kind of, oh, because of course, so many people don't really feel that anybody notices what they do, notices their efforts. And of course we notice efforts. We notice when things go wrong. And far too often, we're just kind of ho-hum about it when it goes right. But the effort is there to make it right, and it should be acknowledged, right? So the episode today, the topic today, what if this is our moment? And what if a moment from now, a year from now, 10 minutes from now, tomorrow, we realize it was our moment. There it was, right there. Didn't seem like much at the time, but oh my, there it was. And what were we doing? Were we present? Were we aware? Were we 100% in the moment? Or were we off somewhere? doing something we won't remember. We always have this choice. And one of the things that I was talking about to this lovely person yesterday was my later folder. So I pulled one out and I put it on the desk here. And I have these made and I give them to people. And I know they're odd and they're bulky. You know, I was explaining it to her and she said, "Do you have a little one for my purse?" And I said, "No, I don't. No. This is not something that is a convenient thing that you can forget about because it slips into your purse. This is a conscious decision. This is a decision to take ownership and take care of yourself and give yourself permission to be fully present in every moment. And how it works is this. So you get a later folder and you put some lined paper in it. This one doesn't have lined paper in it. You put some lined paper in it, and everywhere you go, if you're going to get in the car and go somewhere, if you've got a backpack and you've got your laptop, whatever you've got, say, "Oh, I can just put it on my laptop." No, it's not the same. You get a pen or a pencil or a crayon, I don't care, and you get your later folder and you put some paper in it. And this is what you do. You're about to go into a building. You've had a very difficult morning. It's been one of those days so far, and it's only 7:30 in the morning. And so you get your later folder, get all your stuff, leave the house, lock the door, get halfway down the sidewalk and realize you forgot your coffee. It's that day, right? And so you go back, you get your coffee, get in the car, and you drive to where you're going. And there were 37 people who should not be allowed to drive on the road with you this morning. So you get to where you're going. Before you get out of the car, it's going to take you less than 60 seconds. So don't say, "I don't have time." We always have time, even if we're late. You open the folder and you write down the 3 or 5 things that are present and accounted for at the front of your brain right now. And you don't have to write the details. You say road rage. You say diet didn't work, pants don't fit. Neighbor's dog. Because when you look at those things, these are just cues. You'll remember what they mean, right? And then underneath that, you write, "I'll be back." And you write the word "back" with 5 A's, like Arnold, "I'll be back." You write that, and you get a little pat, and you leave the folder on the front seat of the car, or you put it in your backpack, right? And you say, "All right then." And then you walk into your next moment with no baggage, because you've calmed your subconscious brain. It knows you're coming back. It doesn't have to fret thinking that you'll forget, because your subconscious brain is your emotional brain, and it's all about fear and anxiety and, "Oh my gosh, what if? Got it covered, subconscious. You go and do your thing. You leave this in the car. You walk away. You do your thing. And you know what? Whatever your thing is, there were great high moments and there were a couple of moments. Well, okay, when you get back to the car, you're going to write that down. You're going to open the folder, and the great moments and the "oh my God" moments have shifted the way you feel about what was a priority an hour ago or 2 hours ago or 2 minutes ago. You look at it and you think, you do a little check mark or a little thing or a little exclamation mark, whatever little note you made. But now below where you had written "I'll be back," you write this. And then you just put it down on the passenger seat, because what you've done is you have written down what happened in the building, what happened in your moment. And now your brain is free and clear to focus on driving. You're hurtling through space in a large thing. It's nice to be present and accounted for, really. I never saw him coming. I don't know where my mind was. Yeah, it was looking for its later folder. That's where it was. So if we learn to do this and we make it our habit, and we have to teach ourselves a habit, we have to be conscious and teach ourselves a habit the first few times. It doesn't take long, though. Simple, repetitive actions become habits really easily. So once we do that, we discover something kind of interesting. It's really kind of funny. All of a sudden, our moments are better. We're present and accounted for. We're in it to win it. Even just by being there. We don't have to be world beaters. We just have to be 100%. We just have to be here. And it's not I'm here, aren't I? No, no. It's all right. Let's do this without the baggage. We can go back for the baggage. You know what you could do? Just popped into my head right now. You know, at the airport, I don't know if they still do it. Bus stations, they used to do it. You could actually leave a bag. You need to put in a quarter or something. It's probably $2 now. But you could put in a quarter and that would release the key. And then you could lock the door. The later folder is that. The later folder is your storage. So here's what you could do. You could get a little empty jar and write later on it and put in that quarter. Put in that real quarter. Put in that real $2 or dollar coin, whatever. Give yourself some spending money, some cash every time you do it. Can you imagine? Think of it. What you're doing is you're teaching yourself, you're giving yourself permission to be fully present. Large as life, Technicolor, right now. If we do that, if we refuse to allow ourselves to drift off into other places and stand staring, eating cheese doodles, if we say we're better than that, we deserve better than that, you know what we get? We get better than that. We get the magic. It's handed to us on a platter. So I want you to think about that. You know, we're coming to the end of September. Today's the 28th. When I speak to you again, it will be October. We will be in the 10th month of the year. So as the final days of summer are winding down and the leaves are changing color to match my hair, how thoughtful of them, really. This is a wonderful moment to say, okay, I want to celebrate this moment. I want to celebrate what is happening now. I was so fortunate to meet these people who have been managing this building. I was so fortunate that all the things that had to happen, that had to fall into place to bring me here, to meet these people, to get to know them since March. It's such a gift. They are going to do other jobs. It doesn't mean that they're being wiped off the face of the planet. When I handed them my business card, and my business card has my face on it, I couldn't figure out which card was your card. Hello? I said, Mom knows how to do a card. See, if you haven't called me, the card is looking at you saying, oh, you're too important to call your mother? Okay. Vikings invented guilt. And I said, I don't give my card out and say, call me, because I had nothing else to do or nothing else to say. I made the cards. I had them printed. I give them out because I want you to care enough to contact me. The ball is in your court. The power is in your hands. And I can't wait. Can you? And people don't really have an answer for that. They seriously. You think I put clothes on and faced the front and came downstairs with the cards in my hand for nothing? You think I did that because I was bored? Are you crazy? I had stuff going on. I put the stuff on hold because you matter. This moment matters. That's why I'm saying, call me, reach out. We'll talk. It'll be fabulous. And they said, wow, yeah. So between now and next week, between now and Tuesday, I'm inviting you to say, what if this is my moment? What if this is going to turn out to be the biggest thing in my day? And you know what it will be? It will be if you decide that it is. It will be. And if you are here and you are watching this and you're thinking about it and you're smiling, this moment already is that big. Because here we are, together, sharing it. It's magic, right? Okay. I'm going to love you and get back to some stuff that I have to take care of. It's really exciting. It's really important. I can't believe I can. I keep saying I can't believe it, and that's not true. I can believe it. It's just such a wonderful cascade of yumminess that's remarkable and delicious. And I'm owning every single bit of it as fast as I can. So I'm going to go and take care of those things. I am so, so delighted that you chose to spend this time with me. And all that I ask you to do is ask yourself, what if this is the moment? What if it's this one? You don't have to angst about it. You just get to say, yay, yay. Like the pony and the balloons and the cotton candy at the birthday. Surprise. Interesting, isn't it? Okay. You know the drill. Be good to you. This is your moment, and you deserve it. And remember to hug your loved ones. They deserve it too. And I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.